How are you doing today, guys? I've just discovered an upcoming game that could be the next big thing, especially if you love anime, action, and adventure. Hey, I just came up with a new definition for AAA there. Anyway, if you love Honkai Impact 3rd and just can't wait for Genshin Impact, Tower of Fantasy puts those together, and the result is wow. But before that, today's video sponsor is Lord of Heroes. Pre-registration is now currently open. You can find the link in the video description. Lord of Heroes is a game that's described as free-to-play animation RPG with a story that feels like reading a webtoon. It's a hero collector, and I've grown fond of these games, especially when they come with great anime graphics like this one. There are over 30 knights to collect, and every character can be upgraded to a maximum of 6 stars. But what I like the most about it is that there's no character gacha, which means that you can recruit any character that you're aiming for without relying on luck. Sounds interesting, and hopefully we'll see more games taking this approach. Lord of Heroes is visually stunning, and the turn-based battle system promises tons of strategies. A chain burst allows you to strike with the help of a partner, the action gauge affects the turns for your heroes, and there's no shortage of flashy skill attacks. You can get some cool Lord of Heroes pre-registration rewards if you sign up right now. These come in various tiers, and the more players that sign up, the better the rewards. You can get gold, a soul stone, and boxes with some useful items. Remember to pre-register to Lord of Heroes using the link in the video description. The release is coming really soon. And now, keeping in tune with the anime theme, let's talk about Tower of Fantasy. This game is in development for PC and mobile by Chinese company Hotta Studio. There's no info on the possibility of cross-platform play, but I'd say that's likely to happen. What do you guys think of this emerging trend of online games being developed for PC and mobile with integrated crossplay? Besides Genshin Impact, Grand Saga is another example of a tendency that I believe is only going to grow as mobile devices start to show that they're capable of handling better games. You know, console quality and the like. We've all heard that years ago, but I guess the PR bullshit is over, and there's finally some truth to that. Took its sweet time, I've got to say. Do you remember that when Genshin Impact was announced, it was to some extent mocked as a poor man's Breath of the Wild? Unfairly, I might add, especially after trying the closed beta. Well, Tower of Fantasy is bound to get the same treatment, but in comparison with MiHoYo's own Genshin Impact, Tower of Fantasy looks amazing, with lush regions and a fair bit of climbing that looks a lot like that game. Surely this can be nothing more than a clone of the clone, right? Wrong. The best way that we can describe Tower of Fantasy is as the love child of Honkai Impact 3rd and Genshin Impact. Funnily enough, 2 games from MiHoYo. You may also spot a bit of Dragon Raja in there if you're familiar with the popular mobile MMORPG. Tower of Fantasy clearly leans towards sci-fi, with futuristic weapons, outfits, motion capture to create those smooth animations, and various means of transportation. The world seems prone for exploration, and you can do it in style with the help of motorbikes, hoverboards, and jetpacks. Using the hoverboard above water makes for quite a lovely effect. Tower of Fantasy offers a large open world, I'm assuming with instanced dungeons, same as Genshin Impact, but let's wait for more details on this. Now that I think of it, Genshin Impact doesn't have any mounts, which sounds like a wasted opportunity. The teleport waypoints sort of make up for it, and I'm absolutely convinced they'll be added in the future. But seeing mounts in Tower of Fantasy just made me want them even more. The combat showcased in the first trailer emphasizes the thought of Honkai Impact 3rd inspired action. It's frantic, and while what we see is melee-based, I'm pretty sure that we'll have our share of characters with long-range weaponry. I especially like the bit where our character climbs the back of a robot and pierces it continuously. Hopefully, this is going to be a feature that's expanded in bigger boss battles with a Shadow of the Colossus vibe. We can only hope. Is Tower of Fantasy an MMO or not? Most likely not. It's probably an online action RPG where you can get a friend or two along for the ride, just like it happens with Genshin Impact. I'm clutching at straws here because I would love for it to be an MMORPG, but I'm quite convinced that it'll take a simpler, more scripted approach to its world. There's a palpable demand for a huge anime MMORPG, but this isn't likely to be the one. Perhaps Grand Saga will fill that gap. No matter how much some of you may tremble at the thought of a game developed by a Chinese team, the truth is that China has come a long way and is creating some reputable games. The time of unlicensed asset spin games is fast becoming a thing of the past, and we're about to see a rise of quality in the next few years. Genshin Impact is going to make some waves, you can bet on it, and hopefully this one will follow suit. There's no Tower of Fantasy release date yet or any sort of confirmation of a Western release, but we'll keep following this game closely, and so should you. Also, don't forget to pre-register for Lord of Heroes and enjoy that game in the meantime. Have fun!
起来了，战斗吧！
没问题。